Wilson, Phillips and Hold On, and just like that, we're into the second hour of the night cruise here on Freedom FM, where it's just gone, 7 minutes past midnight, which means we have officially landed in Wednesday, the 7th of May. And I hope you're feeling good wherever you are this morning. I'm your friend Feargal, here to soundtrack your late night with the finest romantic, relaxing and chill hits from the 90s and, of course, the noughties. But that's not all, because it's time now, my friends, for our triple threat game. And if you are new to this parish, well, here's the deal. You see, a short while ago, I mashed together 3 90s or noughties tunes. One has been slowed down, one's been sped up, and one's been left just as it is. And your job? Tell me the song titles and the artists. And the prize for getting it right? Well, the pure prestige of possibly getting a full name check on the radio just before 1 a.m. And for those of you who haven't got a clue or want to be a little bit mischievous, then you can also get in on the fun by trying to earn a slot in our Midnight Messers category. And to do that, all you got to do is send me in the silliest, most ridiculous guesses you can think of. And if they make us here in the studio laugh, then you could get yourself a partial name check and that prestigious title of Official Midnight Messer. All right, let's not keep you waiting. Let's get your ears up, because here is this morning's triple threat.
Followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through.
And I'd love to say I do, give everything to you, but I can never now be true. So I say,
So if you think you cracked it, then simply WhatsApp or text me on 086 206 8888. That's 086 206 8888 with your answers or your ridiculous suggestions. And because I'm a nice guy and feeling good this morning, here's this morning's triple threat one more time.
Followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through.
and I'd love to say I do, give everything to you, but I can never now be true. So I say,
So get guessing for a full name check or get ridiculous for a partial name check. Either way, get involved. 086 206 8888 on text or WhatsApp. 086 206 8888. Across Leinster on DAB Plus and streaming around the world at freedomfm.ie. This is the Night Cruise, where I've got a couple of very special shout-outs to mention this morning. First up, Cora Hurst got in touch earlier this week via email, and she wants me to send the biggest birthday love to her darling husband, Liam, who's hitting the big 50 today. Cora, that's a wonderful message. And Liam, happy birthday to you. I hope the day is filled with all the love and joy you clearly deserve. Now, look here, because I've got another milestone to celebrate. This time, Mark Boyer is in Arklow, and he's dropped me an email asking me to send an anniversary wish to his wonderful wife, Jane. They said, I do, 15 years ago today. And Mark says, while the marriage has had its ups and downs, he wants Jane to know that he loves her with all his heart. That's beautiful, Mark. Happy anniversary to both of you. Now, listen up, because if you want to guarantee your special dedication makes it onto Freedom FM, the best way to do so is to send us an email ahead of time to hello@freedomfm.ie. Tell us what you want said, when you want it said, and we'll do our best to get it on the radio. That email address again is hello@freedomfm.ie. That was Rihanna's Take a Bow, an Irish #1 back in spring 2008 on Freedom FM. Where, my friends, it's time now to check in on our triple threat game. You know, the game where I challenge you to identify 3 songs. One slowed down, one sped up, and one left exactly as it is, and all 3 of them mushed into one short snippet. And before I get around to telling you who has correctly identified the triple threat, I really have to say thank you to our Midnight Messers, those wonderful listeners who, rather than sending in correct answers, send in the most ridiculous or silly answer they can think of, with an eye to getting a partial name check and the title of Midnight Messer. So let's start and bestow that title right now on Mary in Santry, who insists that the Baha Men's Who Let the Dogs Out has not made the cut this morning. Mary, I admire your confidence, and yes, you are correct. There's no barking in tonight's triple threat at all. Next up, there's Phil and Wexford, who boldly says that Star Trekkin' by the Firm isn't in this morning's triple threat. Phil, I love your optimism, and I am happy to assure you that you are correct, because that song hasn't boldly gone into tonight's triple threat snippet. And finally for now, Joe in Ringsend, the current reigning undisputed king of the Midnight Messers, reckons that Combine Harvester by the Wurzels might not be in the mix. Joe, mate, you're absolutely correct. Never in a million years would a classic like that make the triple threat. And not only that, I do have to salute your commitment to creating chaos every night of the week. Thank you very much, Joe. Right, with the Messers all sorted for another week, it's time to get serious. So if you think you've cracked the code, then send me the correct 3 songs and their artists via WhatsApp or text to 086268888. That's 086268888. And you could possibly win yourself a full name check on the radio in a bit. And because I know you want to hear it again, here is this morning's triple threat.
Followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through.
And I'd love to say I do, give everything to you, but I can never now be true. So I say,
So you know who those 3 songs come from? Then it's 086268888. That's 086268888 on WhatsApp. But don't hang about, because I'll be revealing the answers next. Across Leinster on DAB Plus and streaming around the world on freedomfm.ie. This is The Night Cruise, bringing you the best romantic, relaxing and chill hits from the 90s and noughties every Monday to Thursday, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Late night radio done right. Now, before we move on, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been playing along with this week's Triple Threat, the game where I take 3 well-loved tracks, give one the slow treatment, one a bit of a speed boost, and one I completely ignore. And your job, crack the code and name all 3 songs and artists. And just in case you need one final refresher, here is the snippet that you've been guessing at this morning.
Followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through.
and I'd love to say I do, give everything to you, but I can never now be true. So I say,
Now, you regular listeners know that the studio system here only lets me see 4 names at any one time. So even though 90% of you nailed it, I can only give a big shout out to Caroline Reed, checking in from Portobello, Frank Buckley reaching out from Fermoy, Ellie Mason sending her WhatsApp in from Galway, and Dan Smith dropping his answer in from Finglas. All of you and many more got it spot on, but before I reveal the answer, I have one last favour to ask, which is, if you had fun playing along, well, then tell a friend, spread the word, and make sure you're back here next Wednesday, 14th May, just after midnight, when we will do it all over again. As for this week's Triple Threat, well, in reverse order they were Leave Right Now by Will Young, Dream Lover Mariah Carey, and Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn. Thanks for playing, and same time next week, yeah? That's the last of our Triple Threat for this week. Will Young and Leave Right Now tells me that is all the mess I can make of your radio for this week. Thank you for your company, both you and your messages made to the show this morning. Well, as they always do. Now listen up, because I've got to tell you that your friend and mine, Nikki B, will do the next night cruise at 11 p.m. tonight. Before her, Aidan is on breakfast at 8, and Alan has the 1998 Freedom Years from 7. As from me, well, I'll be back on Monday morning at midnight with another night cruise, when we will find out what you did over the weekend, and I'm going to give you a bash at the love slowed down game. Until then, my friends, thank you for your time this time. So until next time, take care of yourselves and, of course, each other.